Hey, are you a junior doctor working in the NHS and want to take control of your own finances? Today, I will dive into the practical financial strategies designed specifically for you, those earning less than £50,000 annually in the UK. Typically, this includes junior doctors like FY1, FY2, ST1, or ST2 in some specialties. Also, an important factor to consider here is that you will likely be in the 20% tax bracket as per the HMRC rules. So, let's discuss some of the smart financial strategies to help you manage your money better. As healthcare professionals, managing our finances effectively is crucial, especially given the unique financial challenges that we face as doctors. Our pay does not keep up with inflation. We are tied to NHS being the monopoly employer as well as the only place where we can get training and progress in our career. So, unlike other professions where we can simply switch our job and get a pay rise, we in the NHS does not have that option. We have less control over the location of our hospital or workplace, particularly as a trainee where we rotate around different hospitals in the region. Despite this, it's extremely important to work towards a financially secure future and achieving our own financial independence. So let's dive into some of the strategies that can help us do that. The first step in taking ownership of your money is assess and track your current financial situation. Understand your income, including any additional clinical work or locum shifts, and also write down and track all of your expenses. You can do this by using any of the freely available online calculators or simply use an Excel sheet and write down all your income and your expenses. Use the 50-30-20 rule for budgeting, where 50% of your take home pay should go towards your needs, 30% should go towards your wants. For example, if you want to buy some good clothes, if you want to go for a holiday, if you want to buy some electronic gadgets, these are all wants and they should constitute 30% of your income, and 20% of your take home pay should go towards your investment. Now, we all know that the cost of living crisis has actually reduced our disposable income and our pay has not really gone up accordingly. So, it might be difficult depending on your own personal circumstances to stick with this 50% rule for your needs. Rather, your rent, your cost of your car could be much higher than 50%. So, this is a situation that we should all be aware of, and we should work towards mitigating the risk of falling into this kind of a situation as best as we can. While creating your budget, also consider the professional expenses that we all pay as doctors. For example, last year I paid almost £1,200 for my professional experience as a registrar working in the UK. So, depending on your stage of training, you will be paying for certain membership, which is counted as a professional expense, and you could actually report them to HMRC and get some tax breaks for them. So, please monitor your expenses along with your professional expenses and don't forget to claim back tax for the allowable expenses as a part of your profession. Once you have written down all your expenses and your income and created a budget calculator, next step is to start working towards an emergency fund. An emergency fund is your safety net. Aim for at least 3 to 6 months. In my opinion, try for 6 months at least worth of living expenses saved up, and it should be in a readily accessible account. I would prefer keeping the money in a savings bank account or a cash ISA where you are getting a decent rate that can at least beat the inflation. As of 2024, if you're getting a rate around 4 to 5%, that's a good rate for keeping your emergency savings. Now, you shouldn't be worried too much about the rate of return or how much you can grow this money. So, this money is your emergency money, and don't worry about growing this money. As long as you are getting an interest which is just above the inflation, you should be happy with it. And please don't put this money into stock market or cryptocurrencies, because we don't want crazy amount of return from this money. If you are just starting out to build your emergency fund, then you can simply consider doing a direct debit or a regular saver account in your own bank, which usually gets a good interest rate. The next step is managing your debts. If you have student loans or other debt like credit card debt or personal loans, then always start paying them off first. The simple rule here is start with paying the high interest rate debt first. Usually, the credit card interest will be the highest out of any other form of debt, so pay that off first. You can opt for some regular repayment plan so that you can pay off a little bit of your debt every month based on the credit card that you are using. And once you have done paying off the highest interest rate, go for the next one. Student loan and home loan, these are considered good debts because the rate of interest is quite low as compared to other forms of debt. So if you want to have a long term plan about them, then it's fine, but definitely pay off the high interest rate debts as soon as possible. Number 4 is maximize your NHS employer benefits. As NHS doctors, we have access to certain valuable benefits, including the NHS pension scheme, salary sacrifice schemes, as well as blue light card discounts. Understand your pension options and contribute consistently. Now, pension is a heavily debated topic, and you will find very polarizing opinions about whether you should continue pension or you should opt out of pension. Now, I am someone who believes that NHS pension is one of the best perks that is available for any NHS worker, and I myself contribute to NHS pension. But when I started my NHS career, the first thing that I did was to opt out of NHS pension. And it took me a couple of years to realize the damage that I did to my financial health. If you are too worried about what will happen to the money when I become 68 years of age, will the government take away all my money? If you have that kind of opinion, then one of the option is use salary sacrifice schemes like buy a fancy new car through NHS lease or buy your electric gadgets through NHS lease. In a way, your pension contribution will be reduced because you are using that money for some consumption that you are doing right now rather than waiting till 68 years of age. So, if you are too worried about what will happen to your money after so many decades, try to contribute to it and use your pension contribution for some consumptions that you are using now. But opting out of NHS pension is like opting out of the most important perk of your NHS job. But again, it's your personal decision. Weigh the pros and cons, consult a financial advisor, and then decide what's best for you. Also, I'd like to recommend Blue Light Card for every NHS worker. It costs £5 for 2 years, and it is the best £5 that you will ever spend. All the major brands in the UK, except a few, offers Blue Light Card discount, and you will probably able to save a lot of pound just by being a Blue Light Card member. Number 5 is insurance. You should definitely consider having a life insurance for yourself if you are the sole earning member of your family. Even if you are not the sole earning member, then you still need to consider some form of a life insurance so that your close family members are protected in case something bad happens to you. Now, apart from a term life insurance, there are also options about critical illness cover as well as income protection cover. For example, if due to some medical reason you are unable to continue employment and work as a doctor, then your income will be protected for a certain period of time. You could consider any of these riders based on your personal circumstances, but at least consider having a term life insurance policy for yourself for the benefit of your close family members. Number six is invest wisely. Now, even with a modest income, if you are able to save 20% or even 10% of your take home pay, then I would recommend start with investing now. Look into a low cost index fund option and start putting your money as a regular monthly investment into a global or an US index fund like S&P 500. If you are interested in learning about companies, how business operate, then you can keep 10 to 20% of your money for direct stock investing only if you are interested in this. If you're not too bothered about that, then start your investment with a low cost index fund. At this stage, likely you will not be contributing a lot of money, so the returns that you will make will not be a significant chunk of your overall net worth. However, if you build the habit of regular investing, after 10 years from now, when you'll probably be a consultant, then you will start noticing the benefit of compounding at that stage. And then when you have a lot of income, you will be able to continue your investment and continue making lots of money in the future. Number seven is side hustles and additional income streams. If you think that you can't fit your budget within the 50-30-20 rule and you are spending, for example, more than 60% of your needs, then the best option is to increase your income because there is a limit to the cost squeezing that you can do in your day to day life. Nowadays, it's actually quite easy to build new streams of income by going online. You can learn a lot of new skills like video editing, content creation online, and then you can set up a new income stream if you're willing to work hard towards it and spend some extra hours from your free time for this. Teaching is one of the easiest side hustles for a doctor, and I believe everybody can do that. Number eight is save for professional short term goals. As doctors, we have a lot of expenses which is unique to our profession. For example, preparing and passing medical exams like the Royal College exams, which are quite costly. And there are also certain courses to help you prepare for the exam, which are again very costly. So you need to keep some savings for this kind of exams, continuing professional development courses, conferences, or even buying some equipment which will help you progress in your career. Many of these expenses can be claimed from your employer, but you have to pay them upfront and then claim it back after the course happens. So it's a good idea to keep certain amount of savings to pay for this kind of exams or courses. The next step is planning for buying a house. In the next 5 to 6 years of your life, many of them will actually go ahead and buy a house. But you have to start saving for your deposit towards the house from now. So I would recommend opening a cash lifetime ISA account with any of the banks or online providers and start putting some money towards your house deposit. Don't confuse between cash LISA and stocks and shares LISA. The thumb rule is if you have your goal within next 5 years, then you shouldn't be investing it in the stock market and you should keep the money in a safe place. Step number 10 is financial education. Stay informed about personal finances and take ownership about your own money. Most people think that when I'm going to be rich, I will have a lot of money, then I'm going to pay some accountant or some professional advisor and they will manage all my money. But trust me, you can delegate every aspect of your life, but you can never delegate your money and your health. Personal finance is personal to you, and you have to take ownership of your money. You can always seek professional help in certain areas of your personal finance. For example, if you are struggling with tax, then go to an accountant. If you are struggling with investing, then you can seek help for that. But you need to have an overall insight about where your money is going. We have covered essential financial steps tailored to NHS doctors earning under 50,000 per year. Take proactive steps to secure your financial well-being and work towards financial independence. If you found this video helpful, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Let's support each other on this financial journey. If you are someone who is planning to start your investment journey and not sure how to start, then please do check out this video where I discuss my ETF only portfolio on the Invest Engine platform. Thank you for watching.